he gives. He is from the family of Samartha Sampradaya, Samartha cult, and he is very much there with us. So I will request Dr. Madan Maharaj Gosavi to elaborate on the Vishwatmak Sant Sahitya Sammelan concept and some of the glimpses of the first Vishwatmak Sahitya Sammelan of Kolhapur, and then our near and dear Deputy Chief Minister Jishnu Dev Verma ji will address the August gathering. Thank you.
Namaskar. I first appreciate gesture of all media persons. They have attended this press conference. As Dr. Khandge told you, that first ever Sant Sahitya Sammelan was held at Kolhapur. It is a abode of Mahalakshmi, and there was a reason for holding or this thought occurring in our mind. आपको सबको मालूम है कोरोना चल रहा था, 1.5-2 साल पैंडेमिक था और पूरा विश्व बंद था। सब कामकाज हो, इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट हो, कमर्शियल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट हो, इवन पॉलिटिकल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट, सब कुछ क्लोज डाउन हो गया था, पूरा बंद था। तो नौबत ऐसी आई कि करोड़ों लोग जो आज कमाना और आज खाना इस अवस्था में थे, उनका क्या, उन्होंने कैसा अपना जीवन बर्ताव करना, क्या खाना, कहाँ से अपनी आमदनी इकट्ठा करना, ये तो प्रॉब्लम था। लेकिन वहाँ एक चमत्कार हो गया। मानव जाति में ऐसा चमत्कार हमने नहीं देखा था। चमत्कार ये हो गया कि हमने ऐसी व्यवस्था निर्माण की कि कोई भूखा ना सोए। और ये सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में या हिंदुस्तान में नहीं हुआ, पूरे विश्व में हुआ। विश्व की संख्या आज 800 करोड़ से ज़्यादा है। हर एक के मन में ये विचार कहाँ से आया कि मेरा जो साथी है, मेरे बगल में जो रहता है, जो मेरा नेबर है, वो भी भूखा ना सोए, उसके बाल बच्चों को भी खाने को मिले। ये जो विचार आया, ये विचार इसलिए आया क्योंकि हम सब में ईशत्व का वास है। ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज खूब कहते थे हमारे, सर्वाघटी राम भाव शुद्ध। हम सब में वो राम है, वो राम का विचार हमारे ऊपर उजागर होकर आया। इतना ही नहीं, मैं आपसे ये आपका भी अनुभव होगा, ये मेरा भी अनुभव है। उस जमाने की बात, उन दिनों की बात है, 1 साल 1.5 साल पहले। आप जरा सोच के रखना, या जब हम बैठे होते हैं, रात को 9 साढ़े 9 बज गए, टीवी पर न्यूज़ चल रही है कि कहाँ ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिल रहा है, किस हॉस्पिटल के सामने कितनी कतार लगी है, पेशेंट को एडमिशन नहीं मिल रहा है, किसी को रेमडेसिविर नहीं मिलना है, इस क्रिमेशन में इतनी बॉडी क्रिमेट हो गई, इतने हो गए। ये सब बातें हम सुन रहे थे, देख रहे थे। इसमें से ऐसा अपना अनुभव है कि किसी का फ़ोन आता है आपके पास, आपका कोई मित्र फ़ोन पर होता है, वो आपको बोलता है, अरे एक आदमी है जिसको आपने ज़िंदगी में देखा नहीं है ना, फिर बाकी ज़िंदगी में आपका और उनका मिलने का, वो आदमी का मिलने का आपको कुछ चांस है। वो अपना मित्र बोलता है, अरे उसको बेड नहीं मिल रहा है, आप कुछ मदद कर सकते हो क्या? आपकी प्रतिक्रिया क्या थी? जो मेरी थी, आपकी सबकी प्रतिक्रिया ये थी, हमने सब कुछ अपना बाजू छोड़ा, अपना जो भी दुख है बाजू छोड़ दिया। हमारे साथ जितने संसाधन है उसको इकट्ठा करके वो आदमी को बचाने की कोशिश हम सब ने की। जिसको हमने, ये जो बंधुभाव उजागर हुआ, वो कहाँ से हुआ? इसका कारण एक ही है कि हमारे ऊपर वो संस्कार है, और वो संस्कार संत साहित्य से होता है। इस पार्श्वभूमि पर हमने, आप देखते हो गवार में हम क्या करते हैं? गवार में आदमी एक दूसरे को टांग खींचने की कोशिश करता है, एक दूसरे को इंसल्ट करते हैं, ये करते हैं। लेकिन ऐसी जब नौबत आई, लेकिन आदमी का अच्छापन जो आया, इसके लिए इतना बड़ा संकट आना पड़ा। आदमी, हमारा कहना है कि मैन इज वेरी पायस, अवघे मनुष्य भजनशील संत ज्ञानेश्वर बोलते हैं, हर हर आदमी के आत्मा ये आत्मा है, हर आदमी के आत्मा में परमात्मा बैठा है, लेकिन वो उजागर होने के लिए कुछ संकट ही आना चाहिए क्या? तो आदमी का असली रूप हम लोगों के सामने लाना चाहते हैं कि सही सही तुम्हारा रूप ये है, तुम लोगों की मदद करते हो, तुम्हारा सही रूप ये नहीं है, अगली रूप ये नहीं है आपका। फिर ये करने के लिए संत साहित्य जैसा दूसरा कोई साहित्य हमें तो दिखाई नहीं पड़ा। और इस पार्श्वभूमि के ऊपर हमने पहला विश्वात्मक संत साहित्य सम्मेलन कोल्हापुर में लिया। कोल्हापुर जो महालक्ष्मी का अवार्ड है, जो राजर्षि शाहू जी का प्रांत है, और वहाँ से बहुत सारे संत पैदा हुए, वहाँ से हमने पहला ये किया। डॉक्टर खांगे ने जैसे बताया, उसका उद्घाटन महामहिम राज्यपाल भगत सिंह जी कोश्यारी ने किया था। और हमारा सौभाग्य ऐसा कि जो कंक्लूडिंग प्रोग्राम था, तो हमारे ऑनरेबल डेप्यूटी सीएम अगरतला त्रिपुरा, उन्होंने वो आए भी ऐसी परिस्थिति में, आपको मालूम है अगरतला से कोल्हापुर आने के लिए 2-2 फ्लाइट बदलने पड़ते, फिर भी सर वहाँ आए, हमारे लिए आए, ये विचार के लिए आए। और फिर उन्होंने हमें विनंती की कि ऐसा ईशान्य भारत में भी होना चाहिए, कुछ वहाँ जो परंपराएं है, वहाँ जो मौखिक परंपरा है, वहाँ लिखित साहित्य, संतों का लिखित साहित्य बहुत सारा कम है। सर ज़्यादा मेरे से बताएंगे, उप मुख्यमंत्री ज़्यादा ठीक तरह से बता पाएंगे। ये मौखिक परंपरा का उजागर होना है, उसके बारे में चर्चा होनी है, ये सब। और वो जो परंपरा है वो सब दुनिया के सामने उजागर होनी चाहिए। इसलिए हमने फिर दूसरा सम्मेलन में 9 दिसंबर और 10 दिसंबर को अगरतला में लिया है। उसका पूरा ब्यौरा आपको हम दे देंगे कि कौन आने वाला है, कैसा सम्मेलन होगा। मैं इसके बाद में जब सर बोलेंगे, फिर खाड़गे सर आपको पूरी रूपरेखा बताएंगे उसकी, और आपके कुछ उसके बारे में अगर कुछ प्रश्न है तो वो हम ले लेंगे। इसका निवेदन तो आपको हम दे देंगे, क्या है हमारी पार्श्वभूमि, इसके ऊपर हमारा तत्वज्ञान क्या है ये सम्मेलन लेने के बारे में। लेकिन यही एक है कि ये जो संत विचार है, आदमी मूलतः आदमी जो है बहुत ही अच्छा है, मूलतः आदमी है वो सज्जन है, आदमी का मूल स्वभाव जो है वो बहुत है ईश्वरीय है। ये बात सब लोगों के, ये तो उपनिषद से चलता आया है, हमारा तो उपनिषद ही बोलता है, सर्वे सुखिना संतु सर्वे संतु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ये उपनिषद से आई हुई प्रार्थना जो हमने विश्व को दी है, और यही प्रार्थना उजागर होनी है, यही प्रार्थना पूरी दुनिया के सामने लानी है। ये हमारा आद्य सनातन वैदिक धर्म का ये है हमारा। हम हमारे वैशिष्ट्य बताएंगे, और धर्मों के वैशिष्ट्य, और धर्मों के तत्वज्ञान, और धर्मों के विचार सुनेंगे, और जो कॉमन एक उसके नीचे एक थ्रेड है, कॉमन थ्रेड जो विश्व मानव का है, जो मानव कल्याण का थ्रेड है, उसकी बारे में चर्चा होगी। यही हमारा उद्देश्य है ये सम्मेलन लेने का। और इसके बारे में जो अष्टलक्ष्मी संत विचार सम्मेलन हम अगरतला में ले रहे हैं, मैं ऑनरेबल डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर श्री विष्णुदेव जी से प्रार्थना करूंगा कि आप उसके बारे में जरा कुछ ज़्यादा हमें गाइडेंस करिए, मार्गदर्शन करिए।
Welcome to all the friends of the media. I am very grateful that all of you are here for this very unique press conference. Usually a politician addresses you press conference on politics, but here we are here to discuss something above politics, something that is the identity of India. If you look at India only from the geopolitical point of view, it would be a wrong perception. India is a cultural entity and also a spiritual entity. As Maharaji was saying, I had gone to Kolhapur and I had attended the concluding session of the Vishwatmak Sant Sammelan. It was a great experience because there we spoke about the values that bind humanity together. And our country is the foundation of that thought. So Northeast, you know, is integrated with India geographically, and you can travel to Delhi in 2.5 hours from Agartala by plane. But now we need to integrate the Northeast emotionally and culturally also. That brings the integration. What to say, evolvement of integration has to take place culturally and emotionally, because the Northeast is perceived as some sort of a mystical land, a land that is unknown. But it is not so. There is a common thread running all over India and all over Bharatvarsh, that these sons. Today it is because of these sons that we have our culture intact, despite of so many attacks by Mughals, by Pathan, by the British and Lord Macaulay's, Macaulay's system of education. Despite of that, the Tulsi tree has still survived. We are still talking about brotherhood. As Maharaji has said, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, we have said, let everyone be happy. As the Vedas had proclaimed, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we saw that in the pandemic time. No country which is rich or powerful could avoid the calamity. The world together had to fight. And this is something that we had said long time back, thousands of years, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So in that context, we are holding in Northeast, and a lot of people I have been asking questions, why in Tripura? Because it is a place that has been sanctified by many thoughts. There is, Hinduism, which is very active, There is Buddhism. There are other indigenous religions. So it is and Mata Tripura Sundari is there. One of the Shakti Peeths, of the 51 Shakti Peeths that we say, where we believe, and we believe very deeply that the right leg of Devi fell on that place. So it is considered Shakti Peeth. Taking all that into being, and there is a very strong Sant Sahitya in Tripura. Many do not know. The Maharajas themselves wrote Sahitya, like Sant Vani's. Vaishnavism is very strong in Tripura. It is very unique in the Northeast that among the indigenous people of Tripura, there is such strong Vaishnavism. Just 2 years back, I think 2 or 3 years back, our Prime Minister discovered that there was an author by the name of Beri Charan Jamatia who wrote Sant Vanis of oral traditions and wrote about Krishna, Radha in the indigenous language. And he was awarded the Padma Shri. So we have a very strong tradition of Sant Vanis in Tripura. In Assam also you have Shankar Deva. In Arunachal you will have Saint Dona Paulo. And in Meghalaya you have Sankhasis. So these are not known. If the Northeast is diverse in its topography, in its cultural traditions, in its language, in its costumes, in its dances, it is also diverse in its thoughts. Diverse in its thoughts, how we think, but the thought is the same. Ekam sat vipra bahuda badanti, as we said. Ekam sat, the truth is always one. Vipra bahuda badanti, the scholars have interpreted in various ways. So that is the thought of the Sant Sahitya Sammelan, and Tripura plays a very big role in that. So we thought we'll have it in Tripura this time, in Agartala, the capital of Tripura, because it has a very long history among the Northeast states. Even the recorded history of Tripura goes back to 1700 years, ruled by a single dynasty. And if you go to myths and legends, it goes back to Mahabharata. So in that context, we said, why not in Tripura? It has a strong, influence of Vaishnavism. There's Shakti worship. There's Shiva tradition. There is Buddhism. Even Christianity came with the Portuguese in Tripura. Very few people know. There's a lot of Islam also in Tripura, because of Kumilla was a part of Tripura. And the Maharaja was, today we say secularism, secularism, we wear it like a badge. The Sant's way of thinking is not secularism, the English term, that is quite anti-religion type of thing in the English term of secularism, but it is Sarva Dhamma Samabhav. That is the thought that we inculcate from our Vedas, from our old literatures, from the Sants and from the Upanishads, Sarva Dharma Samabhav. That's why in Tripura you will have a mosque built by the Maharaja, you will have a Buddha monastery built by a Maharaja, you will have scores of Hindu temples built by the Maharaja, and you will have a Devi temple, and you will have a Vaishnav tradition, because Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Badanti. That is India. Unity in diversity. They say unity in diversity. But we say diversity in unity. But we say diversity in unity. That is the thought. And I would welcome all of you to come to Tripura and witness this historic location, because Sant Sammelan in a northeastern state is unheard of. We feel that the northeastern states are inhabited by the tribals who know nothing. But it is from them that we have learned so many things about nature, the importance of nature, importance of ecosystems, environmental concerns. These are not outside the Sant, Chintadhara or Vichardhara. All that is inculcated into the Sant Vichardhara. The ecosystem comes from today, a lot of seminars are held on waters and rivers and forests, and you'll be glad to know in a place like Meghalaya, the Khasis still worship the sacred groves. And in Tripura we have a place named Kailashahar, because the people tried to, copy Kailash mountain next to that small little town. So it is named Kailashahar. There you will find Unakoti, statues, carvings of Shiva, Durga, Ganesh, and Unakoti means 1 less than a crore. So there was 1 less than a crore statues there once upon a time. So this is the land which has been, we have to demystify the Northeast. We cannot think of the Northeast as some sort of Shangri-La, unknown world. No, it is known. It is known. We share the same emotions. We have the same beliefs. We have the same thought process. That is the Northeast. It is diverse, but I said, unity in diversity नहीं, diversity में unity है. Diversity में एक unity है. And we have to look for that unity. We have heard this slogan many times, unity in diversity, where the unity lies no one knows. और डाइवर्सिटी हम देख पाते हैं, गुजरात एक तरफ के है, पंजाब एक तरफ के है, और नॉर्थ ईस्ट में बहुत सारे डाइवर्सिटी है. यूनिटी कहाँ पर है? यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी भी से, डाइवर्सिटी इन यूनिटी. यूनिटी है वो चिंतधारा जो महाराज जी बोल रहे थे, हाउ टू सर्व मैनकाइंड, हाउ टू बी बेटर पीपल, हाउ टू रिस्पेक्ट नेचर, हाउ टू रिस्पेक्ट वाटर. That is the thinking of the whole of India. That is the philosophy of India that runs in different ways, in diverse ways. Maybe in Northeast we don't, have a same way of thinking like in Maharashtra. But the core of the thinking is same. How to serve mankind, how to make life better. Because growth by itself means nothing without development. If you think that growth and development are same, they are not same. Today when we speak in India, we speak of development, not of growth. Growth only shows growth chart, economic growth, or growth in something. So growth and development are not, we have to, that's why the concept of SDG has come. Sustainable development goals have come because growth does not mean, to that you have to add the word sustainable. To that you have to add the word sustainable. Because we got this world as a legacy from our forefathers, and we must leave this legacy intact for the future generations. That is the thought. That is the unified thought of the world today. And India is the philosopher to the world. That we have thought many thousands of years back that this world does not belong to anyone. It belongs to everyone. It belongs to everyone, and we got it as a legacy. The trees, the water, the sky, the animals, the humans, everything has come as a legacy to us. We have created nothing. We may have discovered many things, but we created nothing. So we have no right to destroy anything. Because we have created nothing, we have no right to destroy anything. And we have to keep it intact for future generations. So this Sant Sammelan is with that thought, and is a very profound thought, a thought that binds the whole of India together, and binds the whole world together actually. And I am very happy that it is happening in Tripura for the first time in the Northeast, Ashtalakshmis, Sant Sammelan, and we will be demystifying the Northeast and bringing it emotionally and socially and culturally closer to the whole of India. That is required. By just thinking that Northeast is Northeast, कुछ अलग ही है हमसे. हाँ, बहुत कुछ अलग है. Externally बहुत कुछ अलग है, डाइवर्सिटी है, लेकिन सोच एक है, हाउ टू लीड ए बेटर लाइफ. तो आप लोग को सबको आमंत्रित करता हूँ, आप आइए त्रिपुरा में, ज़रूर आएंगे, और यू विल विटनेस दिस हिस्टोरिकल मूवमेंट ऑफ त्रिपुरा and of the Northeast by itself, the Ashtalakshmis, and you know that in our philosophy we say Northeast is the Ishtakon, the spiritual the cone or the spiritual corner of India. In this Vastu Shastra, we always believe that the Northeast is the Ishtakon, where spiritualism resides. And there we are having today the Ashtalakshmi Sammelan. I invite all of you, and the sun also rises from the Northeast, Arunachal. It lights up the whole of the Indian subcontinent from the Northeast, from Arunachal. So let us also have this spiritual rising from there. That's why we are holding it in Northeast. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
हो, महाराष्ट्राचं कनेक्शन असं की हे विश्वात्मक संत साहित्य संमेलनाची मुवमेंटच आपण महाराष्ट्रातून सुरू केली आणि ही जगभर पोचवायची आहे. म्हणजे भारतापुरती नाही. आणि तुमचा दुसरा प्रश्न की त्रिपुरा का नॉर्थ ईस्ट, मी पहिल्यांदा सांगितलं की सर आले होते आपल्याकडे कोल्हापूरला, आणि त्यांनी विनंती केली की इथून सुरुवात करूया. शेवटी कसं आहे, हा जो विचार आहे आपल्याकडं काय आहे, महाराष्ट्रात तुम्ही बघाल तर आपल्याकडे संत मांदियाळी आहे. ज्ञानेश्वरांच्यापासून सुरू होतो ते अगदी निळोबारायांच्यापर्यंत आपल्याकडं लिखित स्वरूपात तो सगळा हे आहे. पण नॉर्थ ईस्ट असेल किंवा त्या असं पाहिलं तर काश्मीर असेल तर तिथं मौखिक परंपरा आहे. डॉक्युमेंटेशन तुम्हाला कमी पाहायला मिळेल ह्या स्पिरिच्युअलिटीचं याचं त्याचं. तर हा आपला विचार आहे, जो महाराष्ट्रातून निर्माण झालेला विचार आहे, जो माऊलींनी आपल्या पसायदानात सांगितला, सर्व की जे खळांची व्यंकटी सांडो तया सत्कर्म भूता परस्परो जडो मैत्री जीवांचे, हा जो विचार आपला निर्माण झाला आहे, हा विचार आम्हाला वाटतो मूलभूत विचार आहे आणि हा विश्वात्मक विचार आहे. हा विश्वात्मक विचार सर्वदूर पसरायचा असेल तर आपल्याला हे प्रयत्न केले पाहिजेत. आणि मग हे प्रयत्न जिथं हा विचार पोचला नाही अद्यापपर्यंत गेले 700 वर्ष, तिथूनच सुरुवात करावी म्हणून हे त्रिपुरातून. आणि आपल्याला माहिती आहे महाराष्ट्रातूनच अशा परंपरा नामदेवांनी सुरू केली आणि अगदी पंजाबपर्यंत नेली. त्याचा हा दुसरा भाग समजूया.
No, he said that Northeastern Cultural Zone will take part. They will send things. They will send troops for the cultural things. And we will invite them. We will invite some personalities because we want to have mostly scholars will be doing this. Because of most, as the Marathi was saying, the most of the traditions in Northeast are oral traditions. So this is a question. It's a very serious effort to document those things also. And we will be inviting the Northeastern Cultural Zone. The Zonal Cultural Center take part and cultural troops. So it will be because culture plays a very, very big part in spirituality. All our culture is actually, culture is the English word that is taken from Latin. It means cult, following. But culture in India is Sanskriti. It's a question of thought, of sharing thoughts. Sanskriti is question of sharing thought, and culture is the English word that comes from the Latin word cult, meaning following. So this is the Sanskritic program with this, because Sanskriti cannot be devoid of spirituality in India. Whether it is Kathak or whether it is Kathakali or whether it is Bharatanatyam, it's all with linked to spirituality. That's why we see the Indian विचारधारा, इसमें ज्ञान और विज्ञान का विभाजन इतना नहीं है. ज्ञान and विज्ञान go together in the Indian way of thought. So it is in that light we are holding it, and we will try to involve some more people. Let us see, and I am sure it's going to be a very grand success. There will be a very senior saint of our community, Chitta Maharaj will preside over the function. A lot of sons will come from northeast and from Maharashtra also. So there will be a sharing of ideas. That's what we want. We don't want it to become a mega government function or something like that. A government function which is there's too much of formality. We want it to be a informal function. Of course, the tourism department of Tripura is involved in helping them out. We want it to be more of a people's function. We believe in more of people function nowadays, and we believe in people to people contact. If we can have it with Bangladesh, why can't we have it with the Northeast? So this is very important, and we want this whole thing to be warm, thought-provoking. We want it to be sharing of different ideas, and we want this to be a grand success, because the first time in the history of Northeast, a Sant Sammelan of this scale is being held in Northeast. I didn't know Mamata Banerjee was a sant. I didn't know Mamata Banerjee was a sant. Anyway, you will find out the elections are nearby. Elections are nearby. You will find out the results. Let us not presuppose and give hypotheses and who's afraid of who. Bengal से कौन आए कौन जाए. त्रिपुरा का जो जनता है वो राय देंगे 1.5 महीना बाद. और ये तो संत सम्मेलन के चल रहे हैं. क्या बताएं?
पिछले चुनाव में जैसे आवाज आई थी कि एक आरोप आया था.
See, in English, Shakespeare has written very nice. See, I'll just give you a poetry of Shakespeare. Since the Sant Sammelan है, इतना politics करना नहीं. All full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. That is the end of it.
Yeah.
देश विदेशातील प्रत्येक घडामोडींचे लाईव्ह अपडेट मिळवण्यासाठी आता साम टीव्हीच्या सर्व सोशल मीडिया प्लॅटफॉर्मला लाईक, फॉलो आणि सबस्क्राईब करा. तसंच सर्व नोटिफिकेशनसाठी बेल आयकॉन प्रेस करायला विसरू नका.